Yo, Diddy is trying to get off, man. So Diddy is ordering federal prosecutors, they had an emergency hearing today to have the notes that were obtained in his cell to be destroyed. So everything going on, witness tampering and all of that. But listen, potent pondering, please come in, thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications so you have my videos in your possession each and every time I go live or I do uploads. I also want to talk about Cardi B, Diddy's son sending the cease and desist, and I also want to talk about that trophy wife situation. So listen, Diddy, they had an emergency hearing today. So I'm reading this article from TMZ and it says Diddy judge orders prosecution to destroy notes from raid and to get rid of them, right? So the prosecutors are saying that they had probable cause. Diddy, he thinks that he's slick. What he's trying to do, he's trying to get this whole matter thrown out. And what the thing about it is that they still have you trying to interfere in different ways, like using other people's phone codes to avoid being recorded. Diddy, you looking crazy out here. See, I'm thinking that they're trying to look for a loophole. They're trying to look for an alley-oop, and it ain't gonna go like that. But anyway, let's read this article. So the feds raid Diddy's cell and the feds raid on Diddy's jail cell proved to be inconsequential for now, as the judge sided with the rapper's defense team after hearing arguments from both sides. All right. So a hearing over the search at the MDC Brooklyn was held on Tuesday after Diddy's defense team accused prosecutors of obtaining privileged material in an unlawful raid that was done on the rap mogul's cell. Why are they calling Diddy a rapper? He's not a rapper. He's a producer, really. All right. So while the prosecution denied intentionally seizing 19 pages of the legal notes, Judge Arun Subramanian ruled that they would need to destroy copies of the papers obtained in the search, saying that they should not consult the material until he made a final decision on whether they could be used in the trial. So listen, I'm gonna wait to the end. All right, he ordered prosecutors to get rid of them. Right now, he got to be stern on the prosecution. They know. Listen, in my personal opinion, they all know Diddy is going down, but the judge doesn't want to see him seem impartial, so he has to give it up like this. That's just my personal opinion. So he told them to get rid of them. Right. So the prosecution previously defended the raid was justified due to Diddy allegedly trying to influence witnesses and prospective jurors with the antics behind bars. From trying to have the kids post them in a positive light online. Happy birthday, daddy, little baby, baby love. And it was Quincy, it was Justin, it was all of them, trying to do all of that. And then trying to, the kids was online saying that they was going to start posting Diddy in a positive light. All right. So he was trying to sway the jurors with his antics behind bars, yet the Bad Boy Records founder attorney felt that the search violated many of the star's rights. So defense accused feds of seizing attorney-client privilege material, seizing attorney-client privilege material to Diddy's SCX trafficking racketeering trial, but the prosecution defended that most of the material was personal to the music mogul. All right. Now, and also within this information that was, when they were doing this whole raid, it was determined that Kalina, allegedly, she took money and that's when she made a statement the same day trying to against Dawn. And, she made some statements against Cassie too. This is all weird and it's all calculated. And when I was on Twitter, I was saying that Kalina looked like a demon. Like, she looked evil. I wasn't saying she was unattractive, but she looked like a demon when she was speaking in that interview. But anyway, so this is the latest update in what's sure to be a lengthy legal saga for Diddy, who his trial is set to kick off on May 5th. As TMZ previously reported, Diddy was arrested and indicted in September and charged with racketeering, conspiracy, SCX trafficking, and to engage in prostitution. The rapper pleaded not guilty to the charges, trying and failing to get released on bail twice. His third bail hearing is set for November 22nd, which is this Friday. That's my dad's birthday, actually. All right. So Diddy also faces a number of lawsuits which accuse the star of various misdeeds, including RAPE, physical and sexual assault, and all of that. So listen, I want to know what you think is going to happen with this. What do you think that Diddy is? Where you think Diddy is going with this whole this madness related to, his rights was violated, attorney-client privilege and all that. Listen, Diddy, they have you on camera. You are using other people's phones, text messages, sending messages, allegedly to witnesses and all of that. Diddy, it's not looking good for you. And also, while we speaking to Diddy, his boys is out here, and I read this on the Shade Room that Quincy and Christian Combs hit author with a cease and desist notice in regards to the book that he wrote on his mother. So let me just run this by you. So, all right. So Kim Porter's sons are fighting to get the book of her alleged diary entries to be taken off the market. That man, he probably made a killing off of that. So according to TMZ, Christian and Quincy Combs have sent a cease and desist to Courtney Burgess and his attorney. The brothers claim that they are rightful heirs to their mother's property, which includes any diary entries. Burgess alleges that he obtained a flash drive including Kim's personal writings from people close to her and used it to publish the Kim Porter tell-all. However, Quincy and Christian have denied the existence of such flash drive, calling the claim of patently false. I'm gonna tell you what I feel about this as well, right? They argue that if such flash drive exists, it would legally belong to them. I'm gonna tell you, they trying to get him caught up. The brothers have given Burgess 5 days to hand over Kim's possessions, cease all interviews, and stop selling the book. They also are demanding full accounting of any money made from the publication. If Burgess fails to comply, he will face a lawsuit. Let me tell you something. He gonna face a lawsuit anyway. They're going to face a lawsuit anyway. You want to know why? Because first and foremost, I want to say this with Burgess, right? Now, if he has a lawyer, the lawyer, who knows, this could all just be fluff saying that they want this, they want that. If you're in possession of something and it's rightfully so Kim's, I don't know what the ruling is and what the legalities are on that, and if they are the heirs, maybe they do have to receive that back, right? But the thing is that if it comes out that it's fake and they don't give it up or whatever, and they do face a lawsuit, I just feel like they're chipping at it at both ways, because if he come out and say that it's not real, then they're gonna use some sort of defamatory type of lawsuit, and then they want to know how much money that they made, because they also want to sue for that too. I'm telling you, it's twofold. They trying to see, they want an accounting of the money, because listen, if you just want him to stop and if you want the flash drive, or you just want him to stop interviews or whatever, why do you need to know how much money that they made? Because you want to sue and you want that money also. I'm telling you, they trying to do some strong arm shit. They definitely trying to do that. But listen, I want your comments below. Let me know what you think about Diddy and this emergency hearing, and trying to talk about the attorney-client privilege was violated or whatever. Listen, Diddy, you trying to get out, but they still have you with using the other inmates' lines, trying to pay them off, putting money in a commissary, trying to do all this stuff necessary to get you put ahead. Diddy, you playing yourself. You be playing yourself. So listen, let's move on. The next thing I want to talk about Joe Budden and Cardi B. When I tell you, this made me so sick to my stomach, I couldn't stomach it. It made me sick to my stomach. The reason why this made me sick to my stomach is because Joe Budden, right, a few months ago, he said to Cardi B, he said, he didn't listen. Joe Budden has been in the industry for a while. He does podcasting on a larger scale. He has different reaches, different contexts, connections, and all of that, right? Well, Joe Budden, he came forth and he was saying that there will be no Cardi B album this year. You know what Cardi B did? She got online. She threatened him with all types of gang violence, subliminally. But she mentioned, what's your issue with the brim? And it was all because of the jealousy that she had with his relationship with Nicki Minaj. Because, she sits at home and watches Nicki's interviews too and try to damn, they cool, whatever. Listen, this is why I had that initial feeling when Nicki was beefing with the Breakfast Club, and I was kind of mad, because I just this is business. You don't know these people. This is a tool to promote your album or wherever it is that you exist and promote your product, right? Cardi likes when you're at war with these people, because you don't get an opportunity to go there. Charlemagne, DJ Emmy, and whoever is on there. You here for Pink Friday too, right? Now, Nicki still make her splash, and she still hits platforms up that give her that buzz, like she went to Casa Not. His viewership is exorbitant, astronomical, you know what I'm saying? She did Funny Marco, but what I'm saying is that when you keep shrinking yourself and making yourself smaller, you take away the resources. Forget these people. These people ain't your friends. And I think Nicki took it hard because Charlamagne the God was her friend before. Anyway, what I wanted to say in regards to this Joe Budden thing is like, what is it with Joe Budden and Cardi B and DJ Academics? It's just like, are they scared? Do they know she's truly not really talented and they're scared to hurt her feelings? Because I don't understand how Joe Budden was just like, I apologize to Cardi and I apologize to Offset, the whole family and this and that. But then it was like when you was arguing with Nicki, let's expose truth right now. Cardi loved when Joe Budden was going at Nicki, calling her, saying that she was on drugs and all of that. And you know what's so crazy? Nicki is the one with the talent. Joe Budden didn't give Nicki grace until she did the multiple interviews and sit down with him and try to figure out what his issue is. Regardless of the fact that they came up, Joe Budden came in the game a few years before her. Nicki was bubbling after her. So it's almost like a jealousy. So I don't understand why Joe Budden didn't have that same grace for Nicki, that he's giving that to Cardi B. And, he talking about, can I get an apology? No, you're not getting no apology because you tucked your tail and you should have stood up strong and should have stood on whatever it was that you were saying. And Cardi done came and punked you talking about, Joe, if you just want to listen to the album or if you want my music or whatever. It's PUSSY and I don't respect it at all. So listen, I want to know what you think about that with Joe Budden talking about Cardi. Can I get an apology? No, you can't get no apology. That's just weird to me. It's very weird. So anyway, let's move on to the trophy wife. I want to talk about this trophy wife situation. Now, have any of y'all, I'm going to question you first and then I'm going to tell you just a high overview of what's going on. Have you heard about that story about the trophy wife? Well, it was a woman. She does content on YouTube and, she talks about like women dating high value men and, just existing in that type of realm, like, dating up or whatever, right? Well, she ended up meeting a man who was like older than her. He's an older man, right? And she had children. She thinks she has daughters and sons. And she met this man, married him within a month. The man comes into her home. One day she ends up like doing changing her daughter or something, and her daughter's private area is irritated or whatever, right? So she asks her daughter, who did this to you? And she said, Daddy did that. First and foremost, I have an issue with it because that's not even your father and you calling him daddy already, right? I have a problem with that. One thing I'll tell you, quick segue, my niece, she has a stepfather and he ended up going to prison over stabbing somebody when she was a little girl and he did 10 years. So he came back when she was 15. I'm going to be blunt. I was happy that happened because I didn't want him in the household with my niece. I didn't want him trying to groom her or anything. People are weirdos. I'm not saying that he would have did it, but I don't trust it. I'm happy. So when by the time he came home, my niece, my brother is in my niece's life, but she's like, that's not my dad. Like, I'm saying I'm kind of like happy, like, just to make sure that because when you're groomed and you're like wired that way. Anyway, the little girl didn't tell her mom. She's 4 years old. You don't know what he was telling her. He did that to her 4-year-old daughter. Intimately assaulted. I don't know. She didn't go into detail in regards to what he did, but it was her private area was pretty irritated. And then on the 2-year-old was irritated. So she brought all her kids to the hospital. This woman, trophy wife woman, brought all her kids to the hospital, got them checked out. He didn't do anything to the boys, but he violated both of her daughters, and she was in tears on her YouTube page. I talk about this multiple times on my channel when I be telling people, listen, and I'm not even going to alienate the ladies, like, and I know people need love and people got that itch that got to be scratched, but you have to realize, especially, what this message is for the ladies. You got to realize as a woman, people look at you and they prey upon you. They'll see you and they'll be like, oh, she got a daughter. People are weirdos. They want to get next to you to get next to your daughter. So it's like when you marry these people, you give them the full on power and access. I want you to think about the word access and what that means. Think about when you let somebody in your house, that access you give to everything that's around you. The access to your kids, the access to you on a daily basis, right? People should have to work towards that. This man came in and not saying that, it can't be no situations where it's love at first sight and, oh, babe, I love you and happy that I met you. I'm not saying that those situations don't exist, but people do that when it's just on your own and, you live on your own and it's just yourself. When you have kids and you bring this person around your kids, you give them full, free access to whatever's going on. And then you can't, it's like you shouldn't have to be on edge and you can't go to sleep early and you worried about your daughters and this and that. Listen, that reminded me of that girl Jocelyn that was down in Orlando, Florida. Her mother was with this guy for like 2 years. He ended up capital R wording the girl and unaliving her on her birthday, and it had been proven in data through his phone that was traced back that he tried to delete that he was intimately assaulting this 12-year-old girl. I think she was 12 or 13 years old. She couldn't even make it to live her life. off of her mother just being, her mother was on some sort of antidepressant or psychological medication, and she would be knocked out for hours, and why he having full free range with your daughter. Think about who it is that you bring into your household. You don't need a man that bad. You don't need a man that bad. I'm telling you. And I want to keep this message. I want to say like, men too, whatever. But I know that I look at the viewership of my channel. Most of the people who view my channel are women. So I'm telling you, I understand if you're lonely. I get it, right? Don't be bringing nobody around your kid. Make them jump through several hoops. Figure them out. See what type of person that they are. And just because they got a daughter don't mean they ain't no weirdo either. So listen, I don't want to spend too much time on that. My heart goes out to that woman, the trophy wife woman. I don't even know the full name of her channel, but I'm pretty sure if you're into that type of commentary, you've seen that on YouTube. Listen, pour time into your kids. Don't bring no weirdos around your kids, because in 1 second, just one moment and one chance that you give, it'll all go down. I'm telling you, be careful. Be careful. And listen, get in the comments. Let me know what you thought about anything I discussed, from the Diddy situation with that emergency hearing. Diddy want a loophole. They trying to get this tossed out. Diddy trying to get up out of there. He want to get back home eating Wagyu beef. He want to eat them Wagyu tacos with that sour cream and shredded cheese on top. Like, he want to sip that Ciroc. No, he ain't sipping Ciroc. He ain't Ciroc no more. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. He trying to get back to his normalcy, and that's just, it ain't gonna happen. Let me know what you also think about, it ain't gonna happen for now. Let me know what you think about Christian and Justin, Christian and Quincy trying to get the, the book sales. I told you about how I feel about that. And also let me know what you think about Cardi B and that situation where Joe Budden and Cardi B, and Joe Budden talking about, can he get an apology? Can you get an apology for what? Listen, potent, pondering, never pandering. Respect everybody the same. Don't treat Nicki like she's like she's not human, and you can talk down on her and talk crazy to her, but you can respect Cardi B. No, stand on business what you said. That's why what I say on this channel, I mean it. When I say it, I say it. It ain't no taking back, ain't no none of that, right? It's none of that. I mean it wholeheartedly, unapologetically, frankly, unabashed. I don't mince words. I'm up out of here. Peace.